We'll wait for the others. Oh, the rad sounding Subaru just drove by Mike's place. All right, let's see. When was that? 5:28. So we'll just listen for it. Chili's here, Paul's here, Lily's here, Megan's here, Brian's here, King B's here. Got some peeps. We only have one thumb. It's bad friending. Oh, I deserve a beverage, by the way. BJ's here. Hey, wooden peeps and Mike. Wooden peeps. Sure, they're not wooden peeps. There's nobody watching the show that's made out of wood, I don't think. Oh, good morning to my friends in Australia. Good evening to my friends on the East Coast. I guess it's evening here too, 5:30. Is that evening yet? Throw for a loop by starting. No, I started bang on time, Benel. It's 5:35. The time as scheduled. Oh, I had a good week. I had a very fulfilling, relatively busy, but only to the level that you're like comfortable being busy. It's not like frantic busy, just like consistently accomplishing. So yeah, it's good. It's good. Had a good week. Started on the lathe tool cabinet. This is another Douglas fir dovetailed situation. It's going to be much like the saw cabinet, except skinnier. And not as tall, I don't think. It's 3 foot by 2 foot. Getting ready to send me a box of stuff. Sweet. Do I need to state it's a gift to lessen the government charges? I don't know. I can never tell with those things. Like sometimes it'll be gift and I'll get hit with duty, and sometimes it'll be like a purchase and I won't. So just send it. If you send it as a gift, it's more likely, I think, not to get hit, but it's one of those. Did I fix the stool? Let's say I did. And then when I get off of it, you'll find out that I lied to you. Yeah, I'm live in 2 parts of the house. Oh, sweet. Am I on a big TV? Like, you got me on a big screen where my head is like bigger than my actual head? Because that might be a little scary. The haircut's good there. Oh yeah, were you not here last week? I think I did the haircut before last week's show. Oh, I was making cyanotypes with kids today out in the sun, the art gallery. It's great. Made my new favorite bookmark. This is my new favorite bookmark I made today. It's pretty rad, I think. Having fun with cyanotypes. There's no TV screen big enough to contain your head. Is that it? Was that mean? I don't even know. Doesn't matter. I'm good. I like Zordon, the big head guy on Power Rangers. I was never a Power Rangers kid. I know people like, I had friends that were big into Power Rangers, but I never really grabbed onto it. I don't know. It's a throwback. I'm gonna turn a big piece of JATOBA tonight. Big 12 by 2 bad boy. It's heavy. Probably gonna have to go slow for a little bit so it doesn't shake my lathe right off the bench. But it'll be cool if it turns out into something. Oh. Anybody else up to anything? Anybody building stuff? Mike, you finished that trailer for the little trucks, the mini toy trucks? Mike was making a trailer for his toy trucks. The big head hologram guy on Last Starfighter. That one I know. That reference I know. Sean McGill's here. Right on. What up, everybody? Beckham's here. Mike's working on it right now, the little trailer for the toy trucks. Do I have any issues with tear out on my bowls? Yep. The sharper you are, the slower you push, the less trouble you'll have with tear out on your bowls. And I push too hard and I don't sharpen enough. So yes, I do have problems with tear out in my bowls. I just sand through it. Just start at a lower grit. Sand through it. Waiting on your CBN wheel before you keep turning more stuff. I haven't installed my Wolverine jig to be able to properly use my CBN wheel. King Bee made an acacia bowl. Kyle is healing up. Yeah, that's knee situation. What did they tell you in terms of recovery on that? That's got to be like an 8-week, 10-week. Like you don't get to use it even. That could be like a full-on. That's like 6 months until you're back to normal, and like 2 months, like you can't even do anything. 6 weeks. That's okay. That's not too bad, I guess, all things considered, because that's a major surgery. Trying to get a 2-year-old to sleep, not going well so far. Watch this and it'll knock her out. There you go. Nighty night. No weight bearing 6 weeks. Yeah. Mrs. and daughter, I saw that. You guys have all kinds of medical situations. That's rough, but you fight through. Come out the other side better than you were before. Doctor hinted at knee replacements today for you. That's good. Everybody having medical situations. 2 weeks in, 4 weeks to go. You got this. You got this. Has Chili built you your little elevator pulley system yet? Because that should be a thing. Paul the Bionic Man. Jason Bass has showed up. Right on, right on. Still only 8 thumbs. The 18. There's 10 of you that don't like this. Like, why are you here? If you're not enjoying yourself, come on, watch Matthias Wandel. He's too busy. Oh, that's right. He's looking after the little one. When he gets back from that, he can build you your elevator thing. Pulleys are relatively inexpensive. Sheet of plywood, holes in the 4 corners, it's pulleys. It's good. I have so much metal in me, it ain't funny. I've got some metal in me. They had to reconstruct this chunk of my face one time with some metal bits. I think I have a pin in a leg. Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember all of my injuries. Should we spin it? I'm thinking, you know what I actually want? Like, most of the time I make stuff on this show, and it's just like, let's make a thing. But what I actually want / need for the house is a chip and dip situation. And I think a 12x2 JATOBA would be, I'll show you. Let's go have a look at it. I'm thinking we do the outside. So this is going to be the outside. But on the inside, I'm thinking we make like a little sort of thing where the chips go around here and then the dip sits in one in the middle and it'll go like, yip, yip, yip. Maybe? I don't know. I do need one of those. So maybe that's what this is. But maybe it won't. You're not going to see very much of this turn because it's too big. That gets you looking at the profile anyway. We're just going to round it up. You know what? I'm going to go get my brand because there's lots of room on the bottom of this thing. Brand. Hold on. Yeah. Get that heating up. Give me the thing. There we go. Get that heating up. Where there's a brand, there's a chance for a self-brand. Did you figure out your speed to turn it yet? Don't be ridiculous. I'm gonna go as fast as as the lathe will allow me to go without shaking everything around it. Which looks like 7-ish starts to get shaky. 680 looks like I can get it round. Once it's round and flat, I should be able to turn it up a little bit. Well, let's just get to work on it. Who knows? Why did this thing get loose? Somebody come in and was wearing my face shield? That'd be weird. Whew. Just round it up with the little rougher deal. It's choppy, chop, 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 chop. Chop, 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 chop. There's your price. It was $32.95. It said on there originally. But it also says $29 on this side, so I think I got it at a 10% off sale or something. It's about a $30 blank. People like to know that kind of stuff. Just over 700 now, just on the edge of shaking. Come on, power through it. Power through it. Whew. We're almost down to the point where we can say that we're round. And we can speed it up. We're at 970. That'll help. Still aren't quite there, are we? I thought it was relatively centered on that, but Turns out maybe not. Maybe don't do that. Yeah, at least now we can spin. 13. Almost 14. I think we're around. Okay. This thing is big and heavy and dusty. Up to 11. This thing is big and heavy. What are we doing? We're starting to actually do things. Cove up. Flat. I don't know. We'll just keep cutting. 1166. Maybe just one big covey sweep? Have we done that before? Flat bottom, one big covey sweep? Have we done that? I don't know. Woo! Okay, getting getting a little aggressive. What do we think? Do we like just one big covey sweep? Because I like just getting the outside of things done relatively quickly, because the inside takes forever sometimes. But we did say that tonight's show may go long, so I don't know. Thoughts? Anybody? I know it's kind of hard to tell with just like that look, but does anybody have thoughts? Whew. Making a mess. It's your chip bowl. Do you like it? Yeah, well, I won't know if I like it until later. Lay it away, fella. I do like a Sweepy Cove. Maybe we'll just do like this. If nobody else cares, let's just all right. Get bottomed up. Yeah, sorry. You're not. Apparently, you guys aren't super stable up here. Apologies. Go for a tumble. I feel like I'm drunk now. Yeah. Took a little tumble. Let us flatten this off. We do gotta let the grinding iron heat up a little bit more, I think, though. When did we plug it in? 8 minutes into the show, something like that. We'll flatten off the bottom. We'll do some sanding. See if we can't make ourselves a thing. Huh. We are pretty flat there. We got a little cove there. Let's do some sanding. I'm a mess. This is gonna make a lot of a mess. Tenon or mortise. I always do mortises because I don't have a way to chuck it back up afterwards to take a tenon off yet. I will be getting some cold jaws or make a donut chuck or something eventually, but this is where I'm at in my turning progression. So I don't mind having a little mortise in the bottom of a bowl, like whatever. Just make it look okay. you know? Yeah, it's a thing that enabled you to do the job, but just pretty it up. You want to make some jam chucks? Yeah, jam chucks are good. I hear. I haven't done any of that. I am not that fancy yet in my journey. What is? I do not need 60 grit. Thank you very much. I did better than that. Start at 150 and see if that is coarse enough. Loud noises. I think I do actually want to go down a little bit. Oh, that's why I only had 60. I forgot. I still haven't picked up more sandpaper. I got 60 and then up to 150. So, yeah. That's not ideal. Have you ever tried wet sanding with mineral oil? I wet sand sometimes with my Custom Creations liquid wax. But that's usually just the final couple of grits, if not just the final grit that I end up doing that with when I do that. It's a little plain on the outside. I'm just going to put one little ridge, maybe two little ridges, because I just can't leave well enough alone sometimes. Burn it with your wire? Well, that's I don't have one, so can't. I just do like that. Just two little ridges, one at the top and one at the bottom. I think just adds a nice little something. That's it. No big. That one at the top actually might be too close to the top once I get it flipped around, and it might just go away. But we'll see. Now I'll go back up to the 150. If it ain't broke, you're not trying hard enough. I like that. Loud noises. $240. And 320. And do we have a 400? Do we have a 400? We have a 400 in the little guys. We'll just give it a quick hit with that. We will brand the bottom. Why am I going up to 400 and then branding the bottom when I'm going to have to sand back the heat haze from the brand? Because I'm an idiot, so I'm not going to do that. Do I have to resand this whole damn thing? Oh, I do. Because that's going to upset me. A little bit of a... Nah. We're on an adventure. It shouldn't have to go with the sides again, though. All right. It is what it is. Anybody notice that I'm getting pickier? Is that a good thing? Does that mean that I'm like improving? Or that I can sand through. Oh. I want to say the fact that I'm getting pickier means that I'm improving. Or maybe I just want it to look like I'm improving. Hey, put that mortise in there. That's a good call. Why sand it? Why sand out the thing when I'm gonna have to put a mortise in there? See? You guys sometimes aren't mean. Just get rid of some of those. This is why you have chat. That's right. And sometimes you help me find things that I misplace. Nice big mortise, I think, because if you made a little one, that would probably look weird. But you don't want to go too big because you still want to have the jaws grab it, right? So and then because we got a couple of ridges in the outside, we're going to put a couple of ridges down here. Just two like that, I think. Yeah. Okay. We're in pretty good shape again. And I'm walking around not knowing what's going on. Oh, loud noises. Red sweat dripping in my eye. We're going to take a little break. And then we're going to brand it. And then, yeah, we're in good shape. I am happy that I did those couple of little ridges in the side of that. And then match them down in the mortise. Little details, but, you know, people notice that. Let's get a new beer. Get the branding iron nice and hot. And cool off. Grab a brow wipe. Answer any questions and stuff that have come up. How are the temps out there this week? They've been relatively normal for the season, which is a change from the last couple of weeks. It was kind of cool today. It was a little overcast, so it didn't get super hot. But then it cleared up, and now it's getting hot. Our hottest time of the day is like 5-ish for some reason. So I want to say it was probably 26 today, something like that. Did he measure for that mortise? Sure didn't. There's an ideal size for the jaws that you're using. Yes, there is. It's loud noises. I should have a shirt that says loud noises. Now that the lathe has stopped making noise, can you open the door and let me in? Oh, we don't want him here. Is he actually here? We don't want him here, do we? Is he actually here? Does he need cutter and end cutter things again? He lost his again, and now he actually needs them. I think he's just fudging. I don't think he's actually outside. No, I found mine. Oh, then why would you be here? You don't want to be on the show. Oh. You heard the Subaru going by? Knock on the garage door if you're actually here. Oh, there's a delay. So he wouldn't. Are you on my Wi-Fi and you're going to screw up the feed? Because now there's too much. Yeah, the garage door. Knock on the garage door if you're actually here. You guys want to meet Mike Bennett on the show? No. I don't think he's here. Anyway, we're going to finish up the outside of this bowl. We're going to custom grit the outside of this bowl. Hopefully he brought some RC cars. We just put the show in the front yard, and then he can drive around with his RCs while I turn, and then you guys can come back and see the final result. The bowl. Let's look at the RC. Maybe he brought a truck, and you guys can go driving around in the front yard with him for a bit while I finish up the bowl. Got to do the Lily hypothetical question. We got a Lily hypothetical question again this week. Might as well do that now. Let's do that now. Ready? Ready? If you could live inside one person's head for an hour, which person would you do? Who would you choose to live inside their head for an hour? Just see what's going on. I don't have an answer. Literally came in at like 5:31, this question. It's a tough one. See what's going on inside somebody's head. You know what? You know who I would pick? I would pick my Sven. That's who I would pick. I want to see sometimes whatever's going on inside that head is it's got to be interesting. Would this person be able to hear me yelling at them? I don't know. Yeah, his trucks aren't really like, they're like rock crawler trucks, right? Like they're not really designed for speed. Like, yeah, I think I would pick my Sven to be like, what is it that, what's happening up there when this is happening out in the world? Because his brain works in some interesting ways. I would like to see it. You think he's just standing outside the garage? I don't think so. Oh. Branding iron's got to be nice and hot by now. It's been plugged in for almost 40 minutes. So it's fully hot. Let's brand it. Might not be done break yet, but we can brand it. Resisting all urges to knock on the door. I don't believe you. Not touching the business end today of branding iron. Boom. Not a bad press. A little heavy on this side, but not a bad press. I'll just do a little bit of extra sanding over there. Should lighten that up. Yep, that's okay. Let us, what did we stop at? 150? I guess it's probably still on. No, of course it's not. It was whatever this one was, right? Well, that's 150. Let's... Oh, right, I took it out of my hand. I'll go to the 240. Loud noises. Beauty. There we go. Now we can custom grit. Get it flipped around. Yes. Okay. Step 1. Available in a link down below in my Etsy store. It's actually one of the only things in my Etsy store right now because I haven't put everything back up that I didn't sell at the market 2 weeks ago. Took everything off the store. Well, I just suspended everything from the store. So it's not going to show up for people. Applying stage 1 custom grit is the part I look forward to when turning. Yeah, that is kind of the best part. Kind of the best part. Yeah. Caking it on a little bit thick tonight maybe, but it does want to take the paper out of your hand though while it's breaking down the grit. Go a little faster than that. Let it break it down, let it eat it up. We'll get some liquid wax into these little ridges up here. It's mostly broken down. We'll crank it up. Maybe not quite. We don't need to be at 1200. Grand is nice though. What up, Misfit? Get a little bit of liquid wax down into those ridges that I can't keep myself from not doing. There we go. Supposed to be turning a 14-inch Myrtle bowl, but I have a severe migraine headache. So instead, came to watch this nonsense to make it worse. I'm going to get some excess custom grit out of those ridges in the bottom. Man, how do I always forget how nice JATOBA is? And then I do another one and I'm like, wow, this is really nice wood. Like, I knew that. Yeah, I might just stop at step 1 tonight, actually. Because A, I don't want to dig step 2 out of these ridges. And B, that is plenty. Do a little bit more around the outside. But that is plenty smooth for me. For today. Yeah, let's just do step 1 today. What the? Do I have a belt slipping or something? Well, looks okay. I happen to think, and it's my bowl after all, that step 1 is perfectly far enough for today. Yeah. Yes, it is. All right. Have another sit. Flip it around. Pretty good so far. We were in the middle of a break when I went and did that. That was... Well, we'll just go brand it real quick. You guys are way more chill than my kids. Well, for now. We'll see what happens. If something goes wrong on this thing, might be less chill. Looks good, thank you very much. We'll see if we can get the inside dug out and keep it looking good. I want to try. I'm going to try to make it a chip and dish, or chip and dip. Because if I try to make it a chip and dip and it doesn't work, then I can just flatten it off and it'll be what I normally do. So we'll try that first. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. And if it doesn't, we'll just flatten it off and it'll be a tray bowl thing again, which is fine. 12-inch JATOBA tray bowl thing would still be pretty rad. Now we're in. It's not too bad. Bowl in a bowl? Well, kind of. Little cup. A cup in a bowl. Don't, Stanifer. First of all, that's not the quote. If you're going to quote Star Wars, do it properly. And second of all, you don't tell me that there isn't a try. There's a try. There's always a try in this shop. Okay, I'm off. Hey, did we do a mic check? Bennett, Stanifer, me? Have we seen Patches yet? Do we have all four? Kayla sort of counts. She's like a half a mic or something. She like counts as a partial mic. Couldn't remember the quote. Yeah, so, and you made yourself look silly. Like I do every week. Hey, question. You guys make stuff. Anybody got a recommendation on a better marking gauge? I don't mind this one. It's a Veritas. But it's like the Veritas, like the cheapest of them, like the pocket more marking gauge. And it's fine. It's just, it doesn't quite... What can I get the image of your head out of my mind? Whoa, geez, what? Anybody got a recommendation on what I should upgrade to in terms of marking gauge? Because I could just go back to Veritas and buy a better one. But if people have one that they really like, I'm up to hear it. Because this is okay, but it does... Oh, she's half a mic. I got you. Ruler and a pencil. I'm Paul. I'm better than marking gauges. Like for marking out dovetails and stuff, like these things are pretty rad. But I want one that locks down a little bit nicer, holds its setting a little bit better, and has a little bit more has a little bit more like reference surface in that part. I use one that's great. I got plans from Matthias. Mike doesn't use one. All right, so you guys aren't going to be able to help. Now I'll just go buy like a better one from Veritas. I mean, they make good tools, but I just like bought the cheap one to start, and I probably should have just spent more money. I like the looks of the ones like with the big wooden block, but it feels a little bit bulky. Recommend buying more turning tools. Go back and read my last comment. Oh, really? Okay, fine. Would you put the dip on the wood or put the dip in a glass bowl and put the glass bowl in the middle? Either or. I wouldn't have a problem just putting the dip straight into the cuppy part. You do wash them. But if I had a glass dish that happened to fit nicely into that recessed area in the center of it, assuming that's what happens, I might do that instead, just for the convenience of cleaning. It's a good question. I was going to say, if glass bowl, go get it before you turn it. Yeah, see, that's the thing, is I'll just make it, and if I happen to have a glass bowl that'll fit in it nice, I'll use that. But I'm not going to go like buy one for it or anything. It'll also depend whether or not the cuppy part holds enough. Like, I don't know if 2-inch deep, say 4 inches across, so it's divided into thirds. Well, okay, so like 3.5 inches across by 2 inches is enough dip to hold in a cuppy thing. So it'll depend on a couple of factors. But this is all also assuming that this thing turns out, so... All kidding aside, I made my marking gauge and don't really use it. Wood and brass. Do I want it? Sure. Yeah, I'd love to try it anyway, because it's one of those ones with the big block and the wooden that goes through and then a pin, right? Because, yeah, I wouldn't mind trying one. It's just, it looks like they would be bulky and uncomfortable in the hand. But yeah, I'll try it. If you wanted to send that one with the stuff that you're already sending, I'm happy to try it. And then if it is better than this one, I'll use that one. And if it's still not what I want, then I can still order something else. Always use the same little ramekin bowl for salsa. So I'd make mine to fit that. Well, yeah, but you obviously think things through before you spin up your lathe. And that ain't something that I do. Obviously. Because I literally, like, as I put it up on the lathe, I was like, maybe this could be a chip and dip thing. Because I think it's about a good size, 12-inch. And then if I do, so it's probably like 11 and a half by now, because I did have to take a bit off the outside. But if I do it in third, I could get a 3-inch, 3.5-inch by 2-inch-ish, 1.75-inch deep cuppy part in the middle, divided into thirds. Be a lot of chips and a little bit of dip. Way to destroy a piece of wood. I think you need better and possibly sharper tools. It's entirely possible. You didn't see the part. You didn't see the part on the title where it says practice. You just show up on people's shows and just be an asshole just for fun. Your mom sucked at her job of making a decent person. So should we go back over to the lathe with my crappy tools and wreck this bowl some more? Yeah, don't worry about it, Mike. He's a terrible person. And we don't need that. We don't need that. Because we're having fun. Right? Ashholes would also make a good shirt or hat. Well, yeah, that's the name of the fan club. It's the Ashholes. Were you? Oh, you might have came in after that fact, and we're unaware that that's the name of the fan club. You guys are all the Ashholes when you show up for this. God, that's not very much to. Yeah, I don't want to knock the rim too much here. There we go. I didn't have very much room to get at this thing on the other side of this. They need to make this thing a little bit bigger. Oh, yeah, that's heavy. There we go. All right. Make that a little bigger because that's. Use that same trick for mounting your chuck. Yeah, well, it's like because this thing is not good for. Uh-oh. Oh no! I made it too big. Oh no! Remember when you guys were like, hey, did he measure that? And then, yeah, and then Pinnell evidently said, don't make it too big. All right, so let's think about it. Do I have a different set of jaws? No, I do not. Put it back and make it deeper. Yeah, I mean, I could just throw it back up. I could put the faceplate back on and then just make like a second mortise in here and be like a stepped situation. I mean, I don't know what else to do. Let's sit down again. What do we do? Matthias has a set of plans for a chuck. Let's get a new beer. Screw the faceplate back on. Make this middle one a tenon. Like maybe just hollow out between these two. And then that can be a tenon. Then there'll be like a deep. Would that look terrible? Does it matter at this point if it looks terrible? Because at least we could do it. Do I think on it and come back to it next week and we do something else right now? Because making a bad decision would suck right now. It is on the bottom, and I do keep my first things, and this would be my first chip and dip thingy. Do I just order another set of jaws? I think Pinnell might have just won it. Hold on. Am I using the long or short slots for my jaws? The Talon has 2 settings for the jaws. Oh, hey, Sean's got something maybe. I'm using whatever the default was that it came with. If I can just, like, if there's 2 places to mount the jaws themselves and I can actually get, maybe I just go buy more jaws. The store's like next town over. It's only half an hour away. I can just go get another set of jaws that'll go wider, come back to this, and then I don't have to possibly wreck the bottom of it. Mike, I don't have a real job. Yes, I do have a real job, Paul. Where I don't make much money as a project and I need to buy a $200 set of jaws. Okay, page 14, there describes for experienced turners. Well, I don't want to use Huh. You know what? We're going to postpone. We're going to hold off on this. I'm going to look into the remedy for this. We'll come back to it next week. Because I think I'm going to like this, and I don't want to I'm going to figure out a solution before next week, and we'll finish it next week. Let's do a little guy. I said it was going to be a long show because it was a big thing. We did the outside of this thing and a little one. That's what we'll do. There we go. Little flamey myrtle. Little flamey myrtle. That's what we'll do. It's always an adventure. It's always an adventure. Flamey myrtle. And the outside of a JATOBA monster. Come on. Remember when somebody was like, he should measure those before he just sticks the tool in there. Yes, he should. Apparently, yes, he should. That's the first time that's happened to me, though. To be fair, that is the first time that has happened to me. That I've made a mortise in the bottom of a bowl that was either too big or too small. Here we go. We got a 2x six. Little 6-inch myrtle dish. Yes, indeed. And before next week, I'll figure out what I'm going to do about that JATOBA situation. Are we cool? Is everybody okay with the decision that we've made here? Because it doesn't really matter, because that's the decision that's been made. But I guess if everybody starts leaving, they weren't okay with the decision we made. I didn't assume that Sean was lying. I just, I don't really feel like trying to figure that out right now. Little Myrtle Bowl. Little Myrtle Bowl with a crack in it. Oh. What could we ever use to fix a crack? Oh, you know what? We could use some black Star Bond CA glue. It's not even really a crack. It might be a knot. Right here. Let's fill it with some black Star Bond CA glue. Actually, let's fill it with some brown Star Bond CA glue, because that's what my hand happened to hit first when it went into the fridge. I happen to have a discount code for this wonderful, wonderful stuff down in the link in the description, if you're interested in getting your hands on some of this. And of course, when I pick a backup blank to do a second thing relatively quickly on the show, it's got a damn gap in it. And we're filling cracks with CA glue at 1:27 into the show. We'll just have another sit. Oh. Time for another beer. Yep. Because of course. It's okay. We're good. We're having fun. I don't know if I mentioned, I had a good week this week. How's everybody doing? While you're sitting, have a look at that chop. Maybe. No. It's what it's all about. The bits that get cut out of proper YouTube videos. Actually, usually I leave this kind of crap in my YouTube videos. I don't really see the point in pretending that things go right. when they don't. So I generally leave this type of stuff, but it's not like I don't leave the like, okay, now I'm going to go sit down for a bit. Because, yeah. Real life. This is real life right here. It would have looked stupid if I made a little mini mortise in the bottom of this big ass thing. It would have looked terrible. And now I get to buy new jaws. You learn more from failures than you do your success. And there's no such thing as failure if you learn from it. So you gotta get stuff wrong in life. That's not the same thing as failing. Might get ourselves a little Myrtle thing out of tonight. Might not. New jaws lead to new chucks because then you don't have to change the jaws around all the time. That's what I was going to do with my PSI chuck. Is I was going to order the PSI like super jaws, cold jaw things. And just leave that just as my cold jaws. But right now it's set up with my pen jaws in it. So it's just basically drilling pen blanks. That's the only thing that chuck does. Great woodworkers know how to hide the mistakes or make them an artistic enhancement. Agreed. But I never said I'm a great woodworker. I've never claimed such a thing. In fact, I often claim that you should not come here to learn. Got 2 one-way chucks and 5 sets jaws. I only use the jaws that are already on each one. Yeah. But if they're relatively easy to change, I mean, all I got to do is put the bigger set on when I screw it up and make too big a mortise. Or maybe I just want to leave the bigger ones on it because I want to make bigger mortises and everything. Doesn't matter. How much is your set of jaws for a one-way? Like when I go down to the store, the next town over, what am I looking at? Long setting on the number 2 jaws gets me from 3 to 3 5/8. 3 5/8 would have done it because I was barely too small. So maybe I can just flip this setting for this particular problem. We'll look into that. 40, 50 bucks? Okay. Yeah, okay, so the ones that I have, it's made of 3 5/8. Let's see. Ooh. So how do you, guess I got to get the manual out. Trade-off is the minimum goes from 1 5/8 to 2 inches. Yeah, okay. Okay, well, I have bad news. Because the max that I'm currently at is 3 1/2. So something in the manual is incorrect. Because right now, I'm maxed out. And I'm at 3 1/2 inches. So am I already at the bigger setting? which means that I have to buy the other jaws? Or is the manual a liar? And the smaller setting goes to 3.5. Like, I don't know how to check which setting I'm at. You're not supposed to use them open that wide. Yeah, I know. Not supposed to do lots of stuff in life. John from New Jersey. I think it's an opportunity for more jaws also. Manual, it says goes to 4-inch, and then we pull one of the jaws off and see which hole they're screwed into. Okay, well, I'm not going to do that right now. But these are good things to know. I think John from New Jersey might be new. He came here to learn or something. No, this is not that kind of show, John. This is like, watch this guy muck around and try to figure stuff out kind of a show. If one of them came flying out, just turn into Neo and Matrix scene for YouTube. Funny you say that, because I Jedi'd the hell out of a router bit one time. I had this old crappy router table. Oh, you've been here before, so you know. Okay, sorry. I had this old crappy router table with an old crappy router in it, and I was running a piece of wood through it, and the bit started doing this, like it was coming out of the collet, and so I hit the switch to shut it off, and the bit came flying, and I pulled the board away from it. Probably should have left the board, because it might have actually avoided this situation. But pulled the board out, hit the switch, it came flying out and came flying at me, and I like lightsabered the router bit that was flying at my face out of the air with the stick that was with the piece of wood that was previously being cut by that bit. It's like, and I knocked it out of midair as it came at my face. It was awesome and also not awesome. And I shortly thereafter sold that router and router table to my buddy Mark for like $20. But I told him I wasn't like trying to rip off the guy for $20. I was like, listen, this is what happened. I don't feel comfortable with this anymore. And he was like, I'll give you $20 for it. So, duty calls. What did you miss? Well, Beckham wants to know what he missed. So we ran into a situation where I made the mortise in the bottom of the bowl too big for my jaws of my chuck. So I ran through some situations in my head about how to deal with that. So the mortise is too big for my chuck jaws to expand into. So I went through some options on how I could fix that, and kind of settled on just buying new chuck jaws and postponing this one until I get bigger chuck jaws to do the inside. How did you manage that? You've been here before, Beckham. It's because I don't think things through. I don't measure stuff. Glue block would be okay, except for I finished it already. And no, I'm just, I've established I'm going to go buy the new jaws for $40 or whatever it is. I was going to end up having to buy them eventually anyway. CA glue might work. Starbond CA glue might work. But we've postponed this one. We put up a piece of myrtle on the lathe, started cutting. We found a void. We've got CA glue in it. We're going to go back to it in a minute. We'll see if that one comes. Your new 4-inch jaws were almost $100. Well, you bought Vic Mark. Wish you had a discount code for some CA glue. Yeah, I bet everybody probably wishes they had a discount code for CA glue, because CA glue is more expensive than it should be. But thankfully, I have a discount code for you down in the description from Starbond Direct. How much will the new jaws be? I don't know. Apparently 40 or 50 bucks. But like I said, eventually I was going to end up getting them. So now I just have an excuse to get them earlier so I can finish this gorgeous thing. This thing is going to be amazing. Two little ridges in the outside of it. We've met me. Okay, this should not be a surprise. Can I get you a discount on pint-sized bottles of CA glue? The discount code works for everything in the store. Everything at starbond.com. Beckham. Really, Beckham? You guys are too good to me. I do not deserve to have friends like you. Let's go finish the thing. Let's go see if we can finish the thing. Was Bennett at the door? No, Bennett was not outside. I was right. Oh, Pinnell's paying the tax. Oh, you guys. That's fantastic. I will go buy those jaws. I can't buy them tomorrow because they're closed tomorrow. I'll go buy them on Monday. We will finish that bowl next week with my new jaws. And yeah. What? Sean gave me 50 bucks. Shut up. What? Just in case they cost more. You know what? Okay. I am going to go buy a new set of jaws. Sean, what do you want me to spend that money on, man? I can get a new turning tool for probably $50. I could get some more blanks because, I mean, they're not going to cost $100. These jaws are not going to, whatever you need. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. So let's continue the adventure. A new stool. No, because you guys told me that I need to make a video of fixing the stool so that you can watch it a couple hundred times. And I'm holding you to that. So I've got the piece of plywood all set up and ready to cut the circle out to fix my stool. The stool will be fixed, and I'll make a video of it, and you guys promised me you'd watch it. We'll get the stool thing figured out. I'll go to the turning store, I'll get a new set of jaws, and maybe a skew chisel. Let's finish this thing. Wow. I'm just blown away by you guys. Okay. I'm going to need this, though. Eventually, I'm going to need this again, so I'll bring it back over here. Let's just sand, mortise. Oh. Whoa, what? Hey, we got a dad joke. If we do a quick mock-up of the new stool, is it a stool sample? Boom! Boom! Measure twice, cut once on the mortise. Should I actually measure the mortise this time? I don't think I could get, like, this time it's not going to look stupid if I make a normal. Oh, we're back in action. Oh, make a little ridge again. That's what I want to do. Maybe just the one around the top this time. All right, 150. Let's get through this bad boy. Let's just... Everything's fine. Everything's great. Oh. Let's just get her done. Mike's wooden things and stuff. 240. $320. I do need a wire. I should just go get an old guitar string and tie it to a couple of chunks of wood and make a burning wire. Maybe I'll do that this week too. That's too many things to remember. There's no way I'm going to do that this week. I've met me. There's not a chance that I am going to do that this week. And for some reason my alarm is set for 7 whatever time it is right now. Should I measure this thing? Wimped out and took. Okay, people talking about other stuff. Okay. Man. I'm just absolutely blown away by you guys. It is such an honor to be able to do this. To just hang out on the internet with such fantastic people. Let's finish this up. Let's just wax it. Should we just wax it? We're an hour 53 in and we're not done the outside of our thing. I wasn't disappointed that I wasn't the center of your world. That's funny though. I was just making sure that I wasn't missing anything. I love that you guys have conversations that I'm not involved in. I just want to know if you're having conversations that I'm not involved in, so I know if I need to be involved. We're just gonna go with liquid wax, solid wax on this guy, just to save ourselves a couple of minutes. Because we're already looking like we're gonna be 2.5 hour show tonight. Second try at a thing. Damn. 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 All right, where's my solid wax? Again, this stuff is available in my store. You do want to have it in your arsenal. But it is not inexpensive. I caveat that's every time because I don't want people going over there and being like, $100? That's garbage. That $100 is going to go me the whole year of turning projects, and they are going to look better than if I used anything else. I promise you that. Damn. It's always an adventure. You can't say, nobody could ever say that when you come to this show, it's super predictable and not interesting. I would, if I wasn't the one hosting this show, I would watch this show. Like, I watch this show after the fact, and I enjoy myself while I'm watching it. Hashtag modest. Hey, I'm the most modest. I don't think it's immodest to say that you enjoy a show. What am I doing? Don't turn the thing on. Pay attention. Slow down. Pay attention. That almost got exciting. Yeah, that could have been another adventure right there. There we go. I'm gonna get to the inside of a bowl tonight. There'll be a whole new way to mount with a one-way. Yeah. Yeah, I should send that to them and be like, I discovered a new and improved way of mounting to a talon. There we go. Let's get the inside of this up. I'm getting a little hot, getting a little pushy, but it's cutting well, and I'm happy. I'm probably more than halfway down. I got sweat dripping in my eye again, though. It is certainly break time. But let's see where we're at. We can go. That is almost. That's about 1 and 15/16 minus mortise. Go to 1 and 5/8. Give or take. We are at currently 1 inch. Good place to break. Flamey maple again. Nope, flamey myrtle. Not flamey maple. Flamey myrtle with some brown star bond. Team Myrtle. I thought I'll mountain the bowl again. Yeah. Oh, second COVID poke today. Yeah, arm is stinging. I booked for my second Tuesday 27. We have had some people leave. There's some people that maybe don't understand what this show is. Or they had other stuff to do because it's 2 hours into the show. Not everybody can book off 2.5 hours of their lives to watch some nonsense like this. Son got first one on Tuesday. Wife has her second. We went the same time, same day for round one. And we both got the email at the same time and the text message to book our second one. She booked immediately. I did a couple of things and then went to book. And I was 2 days behind her in booking in what was available. It's crazy. But it's fine. Our numbers are so low right now. People are finally figuring it out. Ken had to do a wasp delete. We missed some. Gonna have to watch I don't know what a wasp delete is, but it sounds like something you should do. Should definitely delete some wasps. Wasps suck. They're like mean bees. Gonna have to watch the replay. Yeah, there's been some interesting things. There have been some interesting things tonight, Megan. It's been another adventure. But yeah, that's another. They're like angry bees too, Paul. Involves aerosol and flame. Yes, that's exactly what I imagined. That's what I had pictured in my head when you said wasp delete. Was a can of something aerosolized and a lighter. We had an adventure. And it's not over yet. It's close, though. Got another 5/8 to go on bowl number 2. That's a good question. What kind of wasp? Do you know specifically what kind of wasps you're battling there in Alberta? The Yellow Jackets, or are they Europeans? Ask the other Pinnell about killing bugs with fire. Sounds like there might be a story, B. Pinnell. Sounds like you might have to spill some beans on a story. We had a wasp situation in our vent to the bathroom of our house a couple of years ago, and you could just hear them. You could hear them in there. But if we just kept the fan running constantly, it was too much airflow for them to come in. So we just left the fan on the whole time. And then I think what we ended up doing was like putting that bathroom off limits for 2 days. And I just went in there and just like went into the vent with like wasp killer until they either died or left because it was unpleasant. Got a friend that pours hot lead into anthills and sells them. I've seen those. I've seen those anthill lead things. They're kind of neat. Matthias Wandel has plans for a wasp sucking machine. You know what? Matthias Wandel is a wasp sucking machine. Does he really? Like, is that an actual thing? Because I can never even tell with you guys. He probably does. You have less hair on your legs now. Ant nest, stump, flammable material, and a matchbang. Oh, geez. Was just recent? That you had this run in with some fire? He does. Yeah, okay, that's good to know. I imagine that he would. If anybody would. Last weekend. Nice. Nice. Okay. One more push at the bowl. Open one more beer first. And then on Monday I get to go buy new stuff. And maybe I'll have a new Myrtle bowl. Tiger torch works pretty well for wasps. Yeah, I don't have a tiger torch. And I wasn't going to put a tiger torch in the vent to my bathroom. I mean, I guess depending on who it is that you're talking to right now. That seems like a bad idea, maybe, though, for my particular situation that I had. The jerk yellow jackets kind here. Well, you should, I think, also have the Europeans, but maybe your particular property doesn't. But I do know that they spread, they're basically, they've made it invasively to, I think, Manitoba west. But you kill them all the same. Like, it's not that you have to change your strategy. They all die. Let's get this thing finished. Which are bigger? I don't know if there's much of a size difference. There's a shape difference. If you just look up like types of wasps in Canada or something like that, they're fairly different looking, but I don't know about the size difference. I think yellow jackets are bigger. Oh, I hung it up. Wouldn't you know? Let's get through it. Where was I? I was an inch out of inch and 5/8 that I wanted to go. I want to stop before there, actually. That's right there. I'll research and update next week, which yeah, we would love to find out an update on what kinds of wasps Megan and Ken are battling on their property. And it, like, I sound like I'm making fun of you when I say that, but I actually, this is the type of show that these people do want an update like that. I want to know. We're building community. Back you guys up because I got to sweep by you. We were about a 1/4 inch away from where I said I wanted to stop before. Let's do walls. Come on. That might be... Oh, that went all the way through. That stupid thing that I had to fill. I'm going to have to fill it in here too. Okay, I'm going to try to be super careful around there. But I'm getting pretty close to where I want to be. Let's get those inside corners a little bit with the easy wood, and then we'll kind of flatten off the bottom, and maybe we'll fill that thing, maybe we won't. I'm not making guarantees on that. that is close enough to that line for my comfort level. That is, we're about, I want to say we're 1/4 inch on the walls. I want to get rid of a couple little ridges. No, I don't. I want to get rid of them with sandpaper because let's have a win. And I'm not going to fill that. God, am I? No, I'm not. No, I'm not, Vanell. No, I'm not. Okay, we got patches. We're full of mics. We got our quota of mics. All 4. You missed all the fun, Mike. The title says JATOBA, right? And yet, this is Myrtle. Loud noises. All right, here's where I get angry. Because there's one, like, perfectly even chunk of tear out. That's not even tear out. It's just like, should I put a ridge on the inside of this bowl just to hide that? No. We should just turn it better. Not perfect, but better. Give me that thing. Whew. 2 hours and 23 minutes. At least we're at sanding. That's it. That's all. Let us slap some stuff in there. I want to do one we'll do liquid wax What is this called? Scott, you know what this is called when you sand with the wax. Slurry sanding? What is what's the term for doing this when you're sanding with the finish itself? Slurry sanding. Yes, okay. Because basically it keeps the sawdust in the finish and then drives that mixture of stuff into the pores, makes it even smoother. And then it all cures in there. Testing to see if you're paying attention. No, I just knew that you do this once in a while, so you would know what it's called. It's called wax on, wax off. No, that's what we do on the outside. Wax on, and then you wax off. This we're just waxing on. No, that's not true. We are taking the excess out. And we will do with 4 whatever and 6 whatever. $400, $600 with that, and then we're done. These mineral spirits and a polyacrylic to sand guitars. Yeah, that would make a good sanding sealer. Is that water-based polyacrylic? No, couldn't be if you're mixing it with mineral oil. There we go. There we go. Yep. That. Yep. I think every time. JATOBA and Myrtle. Every time. I'm like, wow, this is gorgeous wood. Like I didn't know. Damn. All right. There it is. Like elm too? Yeah, elm can be nice, but elm can also be kind of boring. It's not, I don't know, to me, elm is not unlike ash or oak in terms of like, it can be super cool, but it can also be kind of boring. And walnut, yeah, well, walnut. Always walnut if there's an option. 2 hours and 33 minutes. 2 hours and 33 minutes. All we got out of it was this little myrtle thing. Cherry and walnut for you. Cherry's nice too, yep. Cherry, walnut. I would say my favorite woods to turn in terms of the way that they cut are cherry, walnut, and oh geez, I don't have a third. I don't know, myrtle's pretty nice to turn. It doesn't cut like either of those other two, but it cuts pleasantly. Maybe myrtle would be the third. But cherry walnut for sure. In terms of like how the cut feels when you're in it. JATOBA not so much. And some walnut logs you've been turning. Nice. Sweet. Would a Purple Heart bowl be a thing? Sure. Maybe once I get my Wolverine jig set up on my grinder so that I can sharpen every 4 cuts while I'm doing it, I could do a Purple Heart one day. Do you turn black palm? I don't want to say that you can't. There's nothing you can't turn. But black palm is not even a wood. It's like a grass. It's a bamboo, stringy, splintery. I don't know that I would want to. I think it would. I don't think I would enjoy doing that. But somebody might. I'm sure there's somebody out there that is turning black palm, and I sound like an idiot, but I don't think I would enjoy it. Tony Lopez, welcome back, my man. You missed a ton of fun tonight, sir. Which Wolverine? I got the Wolverine. What do you mean which Wolverine? Isn't there only one Wolverine? The Wolverine, one-way Wolverine turning jig sharpening system. I didn't know that there's more than one. But I did get the Verigrind accessory. Have you ever worked with Locust? I have a piece of black Locust right now. I have this slab of black Locust right now. I have never done anything with black Locust, but my buddy was like, do you want this? And I don't say no to things like that. So the answer currently is no, but soon will be yes. Yeah, that's what Sean McGill is using, is a Wolverine with a Verigrind. I just need to get it set up. The box has arrived. It's been sitting in my entryway for probably 2 weeks. Getting some honey locust logs. I've never used that either. Apparently this is black locust, and apparently I can find out if that's true by putting it under black light, because it is photo whatever under black light. I also don't know the difference. Captain Eddie Castelin has plans for a Verigrind tool. Well, I already bought it from Lee Valley, so I don't need plans to make one. I just need to set it up. And then, then I'll get consistent. I can be consistent on my grinds, and that's going to be great, because right now I'm just like, woo! Just freewheeling it on the wheel. I'm like, that looks about okay. And then I go back to the, yeah. Consistency, I think, is going to be nice. I don't know this Captain Eddie fella. So he sounds like other people. It sounds like other people know him. Does he have good instructional material that I should probably peruse? Because I suck at this. like Jerkwad there popped in to say. I mean, he wasn't wrong. I just don't see the point in like coming on somebody's show and saying that kind of garbage. Like, he sells stuff on. Okay, cool. He was wrong. Well, I mean, he was kind of wrong, but he said something about like you should probably have sharper tools. Like, he's not wrong there. Good people makes turning tools. Okay, I should look up Captain Eddie. I'm sure somebody will send me a link. This has been fun. I am going to bid you adieu 2 hours and 40 minutes into the show. Unless you guys, we might as well finish my beer. But, man, it's not as disappointing as it could have been. Because they should, people like that should get a life. I don't understand. I just don't understand why does that make you feel good? Like, do they kick dogs? Like, does that make them feel good? Like, I don't understand why you would be that way to somebody else and feel better about, like, whatever. This is gonna be cool. It's not as disappointing as it could have been because I didn't actually get to the part where you have the problems usually. I'll get those new jaws, and then I will have, yes, exactly. Chili is exactly right. Then I'll have the bigger jaws for all of my bigger stuff. I can make the recesses the size that I want them, and if it's really only a ½ inch difference, I'll just probably keep the bigger ones on, because even for small bowls, like, a bigger recess is not a bad thing. As long as it's not so close to the outside of the bowl that you end up busting it through while you're tightening it. Which we've seen happen on the show. I believe that yellow cedar guy with the strip of walnut up there on the end, I think that was the problem with that one. Okay, Mike, later, man. Don't forget to thank your super chat. I will never forget to thank my super chats and my Patreons, and plug my glue. It's not, well, they're not a glue sponsor, but yeah, Starbond, and everybody that buys stuff, everybody that pitches in to help out. Which jaws do I have? I just have the generic, the ones that come on the Talon. I believe they're the number 3. Rule for, Chili's got instructions. Hold on. Small bowls use a 2-inch mortar. Rule of 3 mortise, 4-inch mortise, 8-inch bottom. Will look proportion. What? Speak English, man. Rule of 3 mortise, 4-inch mortise. What? 4-inch mortise, 8-inch bottom will look proportion. I just make it look not stupid. Like, that's what I want. I just want it to look not stupid. And I have a pretty good eye for things not looking stupid. So, like, rule of thirds. Yeah, okay. I don't necessarily follow rules. Is like, even in my photography, like, rule of thirds are just sort of a guideline to set approximations. You can train your eye to know what doesn't look stupid. which is how this thing happened, because I think that doesn't look stupid, and it didn't fit on my truck. Proportional, yeah. I mean, it's like, just make it not look stupid. And then see, but if I made this, if I had thought I need it to be this big in order for my chuck to work, I would have been disappointed that it looked stupid. So this way, I'm not disappointed that it looks stupid. I'm disappointed that I couldn't finish it tonight. It's always an adventure here on the Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff Extravaganza channel. I don't know. Let's go get it off the lathe. I mean, we haven't even taken it off the lathe. Two and a half hours. 2.5 hours, and this is what we end up with. Look at this. It's like, it's cool though. I like the little rim, the little ridge around the rim. Got a piece of paper towel down in there, and flamey myrtle again with some coloration changes. Myrtle's deadly. It's just so cool. But 2.5 hours, I should not be able to hold a bowl in one hand. Yeah. But we also did this half of this one. This week's show proudly brought to you by working out what things I need to buy to finish what things I started. Yeah. Yeah, change bowl. This would be a perfect like front entryway, like keys and change and business cards and stuff that just empty your pockets into this thing that's sitting beside your door. That's gonna look, yeah, the JATOBA one is gonna look great when it's done. With the two ridges on this guy. One Covey swoop, flat bottom, branded. I just need to get them new chuck jaws, and we can finish it up. And I don't, and you guys bought them for me. Like, it's outstanding. It's thank you very much, everybody, for coming, for helping out, for showing up week in, week out, while I muck around and try to figure stuff out. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. We'll be back next week. We'll finish this guy up and maybe do something else too. Who knows anymore? Nobody knows. We need to get you some challenging woods. Like, I'm not having enough problems, Paul. We should make this harder for him. Bye, everybody. Thanks.